Hello again. Today we on Daf Kuf Kaf. I would like to discuss today about on Shabbat, using the timer, if we are allowed to use it on Shabbat, and those that use it before Shabbat, what is the best way to function with this material. So first we need to know that everything before Shabbat, even that it affects after during Shabbat, it's allowed. Therefore, using the Shon Shabbat before Shabbat, and it automatically turns the light on and off during Shabbat, that's permitted, that's allowed. So far so good. What happens on Shabbat itself? Suddenly a person he adjusts the Shon Shabbat that they turn off at 11 o'clock. Suddenly he had sign of desire that he wants to learn Torah, until 12 o'clock. So he said he wants to extend the time till 12 o'clock. The question is he allowed to perform this act or not? He's not doing it with his own hands, not doing it directly, but it's indirectly manner. The question is if this action is allowed to perform on Shabbat. So the rabbis have an interesting dispute, and one of the restricted, we'll start with the restricted opinion. The first opinion says we're not allowed to touch this timer whatsoever on Shabbat for many reasons, for many concerns. One of the concerns is that we're not going to get to this detail, but we just mention it. One of the concerns that we are concerned that maybe this person will mistakenly press one of the buttons and then he will turn on the light. So therefore, we are not allowed to use this on Shabbat whatsoever. But the other concern is that the rabbis compare it to a very interesting sugya that we learned in Mesechet Shabbat. What happens if we have a container of oil that we want to connect it to a light, in order to the drips to fall there and to produce more light. And so the Gemara says that we're not allowed to use this kind of lamp. Why? We're concerned that maybe this person will use this oil, although this oil is still disgusting, it's not the pure oil that we can use for food, still we're concerned that you will use that. So we compared exactly to this case, that we're not allowed to use this on Shabbat, since we're concerned that you will use it not in the right way, not in the right, in a permitted way. However, we have other rabbis, such as Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, that maintain a different approach. They are much more lenient in that situation. They say that we compare it to a different case. For example, if a person he's ill, he wants to go to sleep, and he has the light next to him, and the window is open, and cold freezing wind are coming through the window, and he wants to close the door. Is somebody going to come to him and tell him you can't close the window since you are extending the light, that you will continue more? No, nobody will come and with this claim. Why? It's obviously we have no connection between the window and between the lamp. He's not touching the lamp. He has nothing to do with the lamp. The only concern is that the window is just closing the window. So it's exactly similar to our situation. We are not touching the light whatsoever. We're just extending the time, making it that it will light for another hour, 2 hours. So we have no concern about that case. And actually, this is the halacha, that we are allowed to extend the light. We are allowed to continue it, and therefore, whenever we have a need for that, we definitely can do it, and even the katchila. However, a person should not adjust the clock to turn it earlier, to turn it off or on earlier. Why? Because this is in the category of gram kibui. It's causing something to turn earlier, and that case is very similar to the Gemara that we learned today, that we're not allowed to put any barrel full of water next to the fire in order to distinguish the water, and that's exactly the gram kibui, and therefore we're not allowed to do it earlier, but we are allowed to do it later. We are allowed to extend the time. However, Rabbi Shalom Mashash, in even this case, is lenient, and he says you can do it for any direction, to extend or to do it earlier, and he gives his own reasons, but we're not going to go into it. For the next time, thank you very much for listening. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen ve'Amen.